Good evening, everyone. I want to share with you all another film that I really enjoy that is part of my international film collection. I have quite the collection of Asian cinema, and I think this is a perfect film to begin my journey and sharing with you all of my films from East Asia specifically. Today, we're going to be discussing Gong Li's The Story of Qui Ju. This right here is from the Sony Pictures Classics. Again, the Sony Pictures Classics is another great film collection on par with the Criterion Collection in preserving and sharing great cinema from around the world. Again, the story of Qui Ju, released in 1993, filmed in 1992, starring Gong Li, very famous Chinese actress. And again, this is a film from mainland China. I do have some films from mainland China that I want to discuss on this channel. One of them being Better Days, released in 2019, which again, that's one of my favorite films coming from mainland China. That's one thing I believe the Criterion Collection should or can do better is adding more films from mainland China into their collection. They do have the Criterion Collection has quite a bit of Hong Kong cinema, like the Jackie Chan collections, the Police Story collection, which I do have Police Story 1 and 2 in the Criterion collection, and they have the Jackie Chan's earlier work collection, which I also do have. They have other Hong Kong cinema like The Last Hurrah of Chivalry. They have, man, what else? The Criterion Collection has quite a bit of Hong Kong cinema. They have a lot of Taiwanese. They have some Taiwanese films, which I do have in my collection as well. The name of it escapes my mind right now, but it is in my library. I can assure you that, and I probably will do a reaction, not a reaction, but a recommendation to that film in the near future. The Criterion Collection has a lot of Japanese films as well, but I do believe they need to work harder on adding more mainland Chinese films into their collection. And that is something that I believe the Sony Pictures Classics has a good leg up on the Criterion Collection, because they do have some films from mainland China, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Of course, this one, The Story of Qui Ju, Coming Home, also starring Gong Li, which was released in 2014. That one takes place during the Cultural Revolution. That is a great film. I want to discuss that one soon on this channel. And the, what is another film? Curse of the Golden Flower, also starring Gong Li. I believe that one was released in 2004 or 2005. But anyways, you get the point. This film, I'm going to read the back now. The international film sensation starring Gong Li gives a luminous performance as Qui Ju, a stoic peasant woman who demands an apology when her husband is humiliated by the village chief. He's also injured. Not going to give away the spoilers, but he is injured. He's fine, but he's injured by a village chief. Not only is he humiliated, he's injured by him. But the chief is a headstrong man who refuses to apologize to her husband, which sends Qui Ju on a futile trek through the complicated Chinese judicial system, from her small village to a nearby city, and finally to the large and impersonal direct court. Hers is a universal battle against bureaucracy and indifference. Winner of Best Picture and Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival, The Story of Qui Ju is funny, touching, surprising, provocative, and entertaining in every step of the way. So again, I highly recommend this film. It has some elements of comedy, but I think the main reason why I'm attracted to this film is that it gives a pretty unique view into Chinese society in the early 1990s. So this is right near the end of Deng Xiaoping's rule. So China is still, at this time, China is deep in its progress in market reforms and opening up to the outside world. And this is near the end of Deng Xiaoping's rule, around the time he did his southern tour in 1992, 1993. So again, this was about 30 years ago. Not that long ago if you think about it. But if you watch this film and you see, I don't want to say it's gritty, but it's if you watch it, the China in this film is different than the China today. It's very more humble, I would say, back then. Again, this was in the 1990s, early 1990s. You could see some elements of opening up to the outside world still, but China is still very humble, I would say. Chinese society is still very humble at this time and still very not as wealthy as I would say today. But again, very interesting aspect of that film, which again, it's not really seen by much Westerners, because I would say most Westerners aren't very familiar with Chinese cinema, but especially Chinese cinema of this time, and not just Hong Kong martial arts films, but films from mainland China. Hope I'm not just rambling. Hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. But again, that is one of the main things, or one of the main reasons as to why I am attracted to this film. It shows a side of China that we haven't seen in a while, and it's very much different than the way China is today. Again, very wealthy, very powerful when it comes to international politics. This was a China which is still trying to modernize, and still very humble, and still very poor at this time, but on the road to the track that China is today. But again, Gong Li, she has a pretty solid performance in here, as well as the young actress who portrays her husband's younger sister. And of course her husband, the actor, whoever played him, did a phenomenal job as well. But Gong Li, she's the main character of this film, and she delivered a solid performance as she always does. Excuse me. Again, this is just a DVD right here. Found it on eBay. Doesn't have any special features, which that's one thing where the Criterion Collection does have an upper leg against the Sony Pictures Classics. Criterion always beats everybody else when it comes to special features. That's one thing I believe the Sony Pictures Classics needs to work on. Some films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, they do have good special features, but this one has no special features at all. Again, this was released in 1993. I recommend this film, Story of Qui Ju. Again, mainland Chinese film. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to share more international cinema with you all in the near future. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you once again for watching. Thanks.